To many of my British viewers, I'm sure nothing quite beats a Tesco trip. Maybe this is to Tesco Metro, maybe to Tesco Express, maybe to Tesco Superstore, or maybe even to Big Tesco. Now to my international viewers, you might not know what Tesco is. Tesco is a chain of supermarkets selling lots of different types of food. You might be thinking, what makes Tesco so special? Well, for starters, for me it's the nearest supermarket, so I do my shop there. And secondly, unique amongst Tesco, you can look at their website, find any of the foods they want, and each of them have been given a rating. Now, anyone can rate them at all, and sometimes I find this quite useful in choosing which food to buy. Nobody wants to go for the low-rated ones, usually. But today we are. Today we're trying the top 10 lowest rated foods in Tesco. How this is going to work is we're going to do a top 10 list of the worst foods, starting from what is considered the least bad, ending up to the absolute worst of the worst, and we're going to rate them out of 10 as we go.
Oranges.
And here it is, an easy peeler, cheap, full of goodness. My mum used to buy me them all the time. Actually, a fun fact, I used to have 2 of these every night, and I haven't had them for a few years, but I remember them being absolutely delicious, so I'd assume they haven't changed too much. Oh wow, look at that, it peels really easily. Living up to the name, easy peeler. Modern methods. I'm sure the oranges back in the day were tough peelers. Now that I've easily peeled the easy peeler, it's time to give it a go. Now, this one I've left probably about a week, so it's a little drier than usual, maybe a little less juicy, but let's give it a go anyway. Really nice, full of lots of juice. And you get about 6 for £1, so you really can't argue the price, and they're quite big oranges as well. I'm a really huge orange fan, so I am quite biased towards it, but the rating it got is ridiculously low. Really full of flavour, really juicy. Maybe a tiny weeny bit on the sour side, but like, it's quite sweet as well, so I'm going to give this one a 9. Absolutely does not deserve the rating, 100%. And I must say, it actually does look quite nice. We've got our dip here. Now this might be similar to some of you in America. When you have Domino's, this is the kind of garlic and herb dip. So hopefully it's quite nice. It's quite a generous serving as well. So let's give it a try. Now usually I do eat pizza on a plate, of course, but this one was a bit big, so I had to just kind of keep it on the cutting board because it didn't really fit on the plate. Maybe I could have stacked it a bit, but anyway, let's dig in. The cheese has a bit of a funny taste to it. The pepperoni's not bad, but it's really rubbery, and the base isn't great either. The tomato sauce is quite nice, quite rich, but the cheese is a bit rubbery, the pepperoni doesn't have much taste to it. I've had a lot better pizzas. A vaguely herby crust. Not the best pizza, not a disaster. Let's try it with some of the dip. I will say, the dip is very good. The dip is very nice. So that's one good thing. The pizza, so-so. So I decided to try the cherry one first because it looked the least sickly of the ones. So I thought, yeah, give this one a try. It looks quite nice, especially for such a hot day. A little bit sickly. It tastes a bit chemically, but not bad. It's quite nice for a hot day. It was really hot coming out of work. I had my long coat on and my suit as well, of course. And in the morning it was really cold, so on the way to work I was freezing, and on the way out everyone was looking at me thinking, why has this idiot got his coat on? But yeah, not bad. Definitely not deserving of a 1.7. Overall it wasn't that bad. It was a bit sickly, didn't have too much flavour, but not bad for a hot day. I'd give it about 5 out of 10. Because this is a very special moment in my Welch's grape history, we're going to put it in the Hayden glass. Now this is a glass that my parents got me for my birthday, my 21st I think it was. And so, oh, look at that. A whole pint of Welch's grape. I'm sure this is the sort of things the ancient Roman emperors used to drink. Welch's grape. Or they wish they could have drank. Let's fill it up all the way to the top. Lovely. And here it is, in the flesh. Welch's purple grape. Now, I can't say I've ever looked forward to trying this, and I can't say I've ever seen it before, but it's on the list, and so we're going to give it a try. Now we've got a whole big pint of Welch's grape, so let's give it a go. It's not great. It's got a really kind of synthetic, kind of artificial taste. I don't imagine there's many actual grapes in Welch's grape. Welch's purple grape. Yeah, it's not nice. I don't like it, actually, very much. No, it's got a horrible flavour. I don't know if I can finish it, to be honest. I'm probably going to have to. I don't want it to go to waste, but yeah, like 3. So here I am with my kettle crisps, or kettle chips they call them, and they're actually made in Norfolk, which is where I'm from, and no artificial flavours, which is always a positive. Really nice, really crunchy, very vinegary. No, really good. So another one. Whenever I had like a school trip, or I used to go to those like sports holiday camps, and just for like a day, my mum would always give me one of these, and I thank her for it because they are absolutely delicious. 9, honestly, like they're really good. Maybe a little less flavour than the old recipe, but it's been a while since I've had them, so I can't really remember the comparison, but very tasty. Far, far better than the rating they've got. Now that it's all cooked, let's get stuck into it. Visually, it looks quite nice. There's a bit of parsley in there, a bit of garlic, so hopefully it's quite good. And it was only 35 pence for the whole baguette. So even if the food's not good, the price certainly was. Very plain. You can barely taste the garlic. There's not much flavour in the bread. The bread's almost a bit stale, and it's well in date as well. Also, a bit off topic, but there's this huge spider that's just kind of appeared in the bathroom the last few days. And every time I go in, it kind of like moves a little bit. And I think it finds the scariest like hiding place to then jump out at me when I go in. And it's quite big as well, you know, maybe not as big as the spiders in Australia or something. But it's quite big and it's menacing. So that's something I might have to deal with. Because the peaches were such a tremendous disappointment, I decided to do a bonus round. So we have here Tesco's roast potatoes. Now these only get a 3 out of 5, but they are absolutely delicious. They're really crispy, fluffy on the inside. So these are a 10 out of 10 for me. I buy them a lot. They're really easy to do. They're quicker than prepare my own potatoes, and I prefer to make jacket potatoes from scratch anyway than roast potatoes. But yeah, really, really nice. So just thought I'd mention. So here's the pudding. It looks quite chocolatey, which is nice. Bit of drizzle there, some chocolate chunks. It only took about a minute in the microwave to kind of warm up. So let's see if it's any good. It's very, very sweet. It's kind of a bit moist, like a bit watery. It's got a bit of a funny taste. Look at the dough, it's very squishy. A bit watery, quite moist. Okay, so I've prepared it just here. Now, the smell is not very nice, but there is more pasta than some of the reviews are saying. Some of them are saying there's only about 10 bits of pasta. I can see there's a decent amount and a bit of pork in there as well. So let's give it a try. It's disgusting and it's vile. The sauce is watery, horrible, tasteless, there's no flavour. The flavour that is there tastes a bit like vomit, which is horrible. It's like I've thrown up. I can't eat it, it's disgusting. No, it's horrible, it's vile. I'm going to have to throw it away because it's disgusting. Like 0. Honestly, it's vile. Wouldn't recommend it. Not in the slightest. Now here we have the 1-star pies. Now I did remove the top from this one because it got a bit burnt, but this one wasn't as burnt, so I just kind of scraped off the burnt bits. The toppings look quite nice. Bit of chicken in there, gravy, generous portion. Hopefully the pastry's not too bad, but let's take it out and let's have a go. So I sprinkled a bit of salt on, let it cool down, and now it is ready to eat. First things first, let's try a bit of the pastry. Not bad actually. Not bad at all. Generous bit of gravy. Now let's try some of the fillings. We've got some chicken, a couple of peas, and a bit of carrots. Now I think one complaint I have is there's not much filling inside, but there is a lot of gravy. So it kind of makes up for it. I only say it makes up for it because the gravy's actually very nice. The gravy's quite nice, the fillings are nice, peas are quite soft, chicken's a little chewy, but in a good way. There's a decent amount of chunks in there, and you get 4 pies for under £2, so for the price it's very, very good. Have a few chips added to it, and I think it could be a proper good little meal, especially for students who can't be bothered or don't have the time to cook. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It doesn't get a 10 because it could be a bit more chicken inside, a bit more veg, but generally very good. Surprisingly so, considering the rating.